Welcome to Second Take, the show that focuses on the issues behind the news. My weekly editor, Martin Creamer, joins me today to unpack the latest in the mining industry. Welcome, Martin.
Thanks, Ashley.
Can you tell us about Australia's water electrolyser, which will provide green hydrogen to a fleet of heavy-duty fuel cell electric vehicles?
This is just what the doctor ordered. We want PEM electrolysers. We've always said that if you've got PEM, you've got platinum, and you've got platinum group metals. And the Australians are leading the way now, because a lot of I think the one electrolyser we got here was an alkaline electrolyser. Here we are, a country that's got platinum, and they go for alkaline. Now that's the competitor. Australia sees the efficiency in what is definitely a superior, but maybe more expensive way of doing things. And they go for it. So this is what is really encouraging me now. I see a lot of developments in Australia at the moment around hydrogen. We are lacking. We're very slow compared to what they're doing. You can see they've set up agencies already that provide funding. And coming out with this was a magazine called Rethink Energy. And it's saying that hydrogen, green hydrogen, is the slam dunk of heavy haul. Don't even look anywhere else. If you want trucking, if you want trains, if you want buses, if you want ships, if you want planes, look to green hydrogen. And hopefully we'll have repeats of this PEM. We've got to push the proton electrode membrane, and that is PEM. And I don't see much of it being pushed in South Africa, and yet other countries are doing it.
Martin, tell us about Ironveld's plans to acquire Ferrochrome Furnaces and refurbish the Rustenburg smelting complex.
This is great that Ironveld does this. It gets its money from London, and it sees an opportunity here. Ferrochrome Furnaces lying there, in business rescue. Now, why is it that they have to raise this capital all the time in London? I mean, what is wrong with our treasury here, where they've stopped investment in what can be very good, smallish enterprises? The institutions aren't allowed to invest. So you suddenly get a blockage of investment. They have to go to London. That denies us and our retail shareholders of earning on the stock exchange. And here, there's a great business case. And you can see, we saw those ferrochrome furnaces close. Why? Because the Eskom issue at that stage, the tariffs were so high, they couldn't do anything. Now, Rustenburg gets a boost. These people come along. It's not a massive enterprise, but it's getting back stagnant economies. And the money must come from London. Now, I think that we've got to rethink. They're going into what they produce: iron, vanadium, and titanium. That's what the world needs. You see this lying there. You don't need Eskom anymore. They're setting up with their own supply of renewable energy. It's a business case. It's absolutely lower in cost. Yet we don't get any backing for these smaller companies, and to blame is Treasury, because they have set these rules for like a CISA, which manages all these funds, so high that they can't go into this, and it's denying us jobs, it's denying us investments, it's denying us growth, it's denying us being able to resuscitate a smelter that's lying there idle.
Lastly, Martin, tell us about Jubilee Metals, which expects commercial production from its Sable refinery in Zambia in August.
Yeah, again, you see, Jubilee goes into Zambia, and wow, 1 year, and they're already commissioning things. So why is this not happening in South Africa? Okay, Jubilee's well established in South Africa. They've got all the background in South Africa. But, of the 780 million that they're investing now, a lot is going into Zambia. And when you speak to the people there, they say it's for good reason. I mean, and they're getting a lot of backing, and they're also finding these dumps which are rich in cobalt and copper, and they can go there, get cooperation from the government, get the investment in, do things fast. We're still sitting here with a whole lot of dumps between Joburg and Soweto, that could have been capitalized ages ago and could have been turned to account. But you get nothing. You don't get any action at the government level. We just see new legislation coming out now, which is horrific. This new safety legislation is good knock mining backwards, because it's overboard. It's not saying to the people who do the inspection of the safety, which is government, you've got to be competent. No, they want to throw everything on the people trying to get gold and trying to get metals out of the ground. They are being pinned down with all sorts of legislation. They can now, this latest draft bill coming through in health and safety says we can take 10% of your turnover. So who's going to invest here? You know, how do you actually fully control people underground? How are you going to do that? You're going to have one person watching one person. I mean, it's going to be impossible if all the onus falls on the owner. And not only that, they're talking about, you know, this corporate manslaughter again. So you might have manslaughter charges against the CEO. Who's going to want to do the job here? They'll go to Zambia, they'll go to Namibia, they'll go elsewhere because it's becoming too hectic here. I don't know who they think they're frightening. They're knocking jobs out the window. And I'll tell you something, if they carry on with this sort of legislation, people will only have machines under there. They won't have any people because if a person dies, the CEO can end up in jail. So it's just ridiculous the way they carry on. And this legislation was put out the window ages ago. After long debates, it was quashed. Now suddenly it's back on the radar.
Thanks for speaking with us,
It's a great pleasure, Sashni.
That's it for today. Join us again next week for more news analysis on the local and global mining industries. And don't forget to listen to the audio version of our Mining Weekly daily email newsletter.